Unfulfilled potential is the story of most people's lives, and interested people will watch obsessed people change the world. So in order to get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Here's how to get ahead of most and be great. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela, and today we're going to be talking all about how to get ahead of people, how to just have a complete mindset shift, improve your confidence, and also increase your productivity levels, plus more. This is a topic that I have been really working on over the last few weeks. I've really been working on improving myself and just making sure that I am being the best possible version of myself at all times. And this did not come overnight. For years, I've really been trying to just make myself be a better person in every single aspect when it comes to health, wellness, mindset, productivity, etc. And now that I've been going through this self-care, kind of like self-reset journey, I really want to make a video just to talk to you guys about how you can really be ahead of most people, because even though I'm only 22, I have been thinking this way probably since I was about 16 or 17, but I was always just embarrassed to talk to people about it because no one my age was ever really thinking about it. And even to this day, I find it really hard for me to make friends or have friends in general, people in my circle that kind of think this way and always just want to be ahead or be the best version of themselves. And it's also really hard to find people that can actually stick to it and be consistent. So in this video, if you are that person and you are maybe looking for a friend, I want to be that person for you. You can always message me or comment on this video, but I really want to just be that person, be your friend through the screen, so that you know if you don't have anyone in your life that is trying to level up with you, I got you with all of these tips. So let's get started. We are now using my podcast mic for this video, but I have my notes on my computer, so I'm just going to get right into tip number one, which is you need to be specific about whatever it is that you want and just get started. Most people fail before they even begin and before they even take step number one, because they never get out of that idea world. They never get out of that dream phase. They'd over plan. And I used to be that same person. I used to over plan everything in my life, and I used to be obsessed with just having the perfect plan for, okay, this is how I'm gonna work out, this is how I'm gonna diet, this is how I'm gonna do XYZ. And I never actually just did. I never actually just worked, and I was just focused on this plan and just making it perfect and being so meticulous about it, when in reality you were gonna fail before you even begin, because you literally do not begin. And so there's this quote that I really like from David Goggins, which is that it's so easy to be great nowadays because everybody is weak. And that honestly cannot be more true. I used to always be intimidated by really successful people because I was really jealous of them. I was really scared that, I could never be that person. I could never reach my full potential. But as I've been doing a lot more work within my mindset and my confidence and myself, I've noticed that everything that you want is within reach. Everything that you want is possible. You literally just have to believe in yourself and be confident and know that there literally is no other option, that you can make this happen no matter what. And so many people, I also feel don't want to get uncomfortable. For me, when I was first breaking into the content creation space, I was really scared to say yes to certain opportunities because I didn't know if I could do it. And that already put me in this bucket of people who are just afraid and are never going to say yes and are going to live with regrets. And so I decided I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't want to live in that bucket anymore. And a lot of these people, I've also been noticing nowadays, a lot of people don't have goals. They don't have dreams anymore. Even if they do, I feel not everyone wants it bad enough. A lot of people are kind of just settling with the bare minimum and what life has given them. But there is so much out there and so much potential that we can do. And there's this quote that I heard today, which is that unfulfilled potential is going to be the story of most people's life. And it's up to you. Do you want to be part of that statistic or do you not? It's also really important to think about the things that you want most in life and then think even bigger than that. If you want to be a better athlete, if you want to write a book, if you want to buy a house, whatever goals it is that you have, just be specific in every single category and just make that your motivation, because that is what has to light the fire in you. But again, it's what I said before, you have to literally just get started and take action immediately. Tip number two is you need to take a risk. A lot of people are afraid of failure. They're afraid of embarrassing themselves. And let me just say this, you learn more from failure than if you were to just be someone that constantly wins and is constantly successful in life. We learn so much from people that have been out there, that have done that have risked certain things, that have taken the harder road in life, and we learn from those people. They are the ones that are up on the stage. They are the ones that are doing the interview saying, I survived this, I was able to overcome this, and they learned a lesson from it. And there's this other quote that I also really like from the founder of Spanx. Her name is Sarah Blakely, and in so many of her interviews she mentions that her dad encouraged her to fail. Her dad told her that if she didn't come back home during the week with something that she failed at, he would be disappointed. He would be like, you learn more from those failures than anything else, and that's really what helps you grow and just become a better person, because you're literally learning from your mistakes. And when she mentions this in interviews, it's really interesting to me, because I feel like a lot of parents just want their kids to be amazing and do great and obviously be successful, but not many of them think that there can also be good in failure. And that's something that I'm learning now that I'm an adult. I used to be really embarrassed as well of failing, because I wouldn't want my friends or people in my hometown or anyone to judge me and say, oh, she thinks that she can do that. But in reality, there's so much growth in failure, and that is something that we should all learn to get comfortable with, and that puts you ahead of most people, because you're not afraid to be a little embarrassed. You're not afraid to be a little bit cringe or to let this thing go downhill because of whatever problem happened. Like, I've had many different, not failed businesses, because like I said, I've learned lessons from them, but I've had so many things that I've done in life in the business sector that have not gone the way that I wanted it to, and then it's ended up closing down, and then I did something new. But the lessons that I learned from that and the skills that I gained are just impeccable. You also have to stop giving yourself comfortability, because that is just what is going to continue to make you stay where you are. And if you never do something new, you are going to just always get the same results that you've always gotten. If you stay in the same place you've always been, you're going to continue to be in the same place that you've always been. And that goes with everything in life. You know, if you don't really study for that math test, you're going to continue failing that math test. But if you actually study and put in the work, you're going to see different results every time, because you're putting that work in. When you are really comfortable with the way that you are in life, you're going to notice that things are going to be very stagnant. And I felt like this actually for quite a while, up until a few weeks ago when I decided I want to make a change with my life. And what happened is I felt very stagnant. I felt like my life was kind of just going like this in a straight line, and I wasn't going up, I wasn't going down. Like, things weren't getting better, but they weren't getting worse. I was really just in the middle, and I hated that, because I felt like my life was really boring. I felt like nothing was going on. When I was realizing, like, you know, I'm not going anywhere, that's when I decided I need to actually take a step back from what is going on in my life, reevaluate, and decide, like, what am I going to do differently? And that's when I created an action plan, and I actually took the action. I didn't just make the plan. You also shouldn't see success as an option. Like, you should make it something that is mandatory, something that you want to make for yourself happen no matter what. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and really just learn to stop playing it safe with whatever it is that you want, because again, those are the things that are going to get you ahead of most people, because most people are not willing to do that. Next tip is you need to act like future you and think, what would the dream version of myself be doing right now? I always knew that I wanted to be that girl that woke up early, got her day started before people, was an avid reader, was really caring about her health and wellness, and had a successful business. Those are all the things that I've really always wanted to prioritize. Like I said, up until a few weeks ago, I really noticed that no one is going to save you. Like, no one is going to be here to be at your bedside saying, hey, it's time to wake up. No one's going to say, hey, it's time to put that donut down, or to get up off the couch and go on a run or stop watching TV. Like, there is no one in this world who is going to do that for you. It really has to be you. It has to come within you, and you have to set these disciplines and these rules for yourself to really make sure that you achieve whatever it is that you want. Energy is everything. Dr. Joe Dispenza says that when you change your energy, you change your life, and this cannot be more true. When I immediately had this like mindset shift of, I want to be a better person, I want to be different, I want to grow every single day, I want to be better than I was yesterday. When I started having that mindset, my entire energy shifted. Like, everything in my life became so different. And it's crazy, because all it took was me just looking at myself in the mirror, was looking at all those goals and dreams that I have on my phone, or screenshots in my photo album, just looking at all these things and different factors and saying, why not me? And you can ask yourself the same thing. Why not you? Why can't you be the person to make all of these things happen? Every successful entrepreneur or business owner or just successful person in general that is out there in the world took a leap of faith. They took a risk and they thought, why not me? Why can't I be the person that can make something happen for myself? Why can't I be the person to make a change in my family? Why can't I, like, whatever it is, they took that risk and they took that chance. And it really also starts with just appreciating like what is around you. For the longest time, I also used to think that I'm gonna act this way when I get this, or when I have more money, you know, I'll be appreciative of this, or when I work out more, like whatever it is, I was always unhappy with what was around me. That is not a way to live. Like, you want to be grateful for the things that you have and you want to work with what you got. Before I got into the content creation space, I didn't have a tripod. I didn't have a fancy phone. I was literally just filming everything on my blurry iPhone from whatever phone it was during that time. And I was uploading those videos. I was uploading the clips to YouTube. I was editing the really crappy vlogs and I was just getting it out there. And more specifically with the tripod, I would literally stack shoe boxes in my room against the wall until it was tall enough that I was able to film an outfit of the day video. Like, that is how bad I wanted to make content, but I didn't have the equipment or the resources physically. And so I was like, I just have to work with what I got. And this can be applied with anything in life. Like, if you really want to make something happen, you can 100% do it. It's just that you need to work with what you got and also be grateful for what is around you. You know, be grateful for the roof on your head. If you have a phone, if you have a computer that you're watching this on right now, whatever it is, just be more appreciative for those things that are so easily at our fingertips that we really take for granted. And adding on to that, really just visualize, like, what is this dream life that you want? Like, who do you want to become later? What is that dream person? What is that dream version of you? Like, who are they? How do they act like them now? Because our brain really doesn't know like what is real and what isn't. It really is just us that sees physically, like, oh, I don't have a G-Wagon, I don't have a Porsche, I don't have a Lamborghini, like, but in your brain, it doesn't really know that. Like, it's just you physically that's seeing that. So if you just act like you already have the life it is that you want, like, again, this goes back to visualization, manifestation, law of attraction, all of those things. Like, if you really think about it, your life can change so drastically if you just start implementing these little mindset shifts into your everyday. Next tip is learn and educate yourself every single day constantly. I already mentioned this in my how to achieve your goals video and probably my morning routine video, whatever it is. I've mentioned this so many times, but that is to educate yourself and learn. You want to constantly be someone that is taking in new knowledge and information. I really like to educate myself through podcasts and YouTube videos and YouTube interviews. There is so much great information out there. There are so many good YouTube channels where you can literally watch like videos breaking down whatever topic it is that you're interested in. We are so lucky that we live in a generation where there is so much at our fingertips that we can really take advantage of, and not many people do that. And so when I found out that there was this podcast called How I Built This that literally interviews $1 million founders and asks them about their story, I was like, wait, this is free education, free knowledge out there on the internet. Why aren't people taking advantage of this? And same thing with YouTube. There's so many different YouTube channels that break down different topics and free education resources. Like, there's so many things that we can really do that can just bring us up every single day in life. And for me, just educating myself, learning something new every day is really important. That is what helps me just stay on top of what's going on in the world. And also that keeps me motivated. When I listen to interviews or podcasts or I read articles, I'm staying on top of what's going on in the industry that I love, which is the whole entrepreneurship world. And by listening to these interviews and getting to know these people like online, I'm really learning that our lives weren't so different. Like, I'm kind of in that phase in my life that they were in when they were first starting their business, where they were young, they were hungry, they had that hustle, that drive, and they were like, I want to make this happen. I'm not going to settle for any less. And so hearing that from some of my favorite successful entrepreneurs, it really warms my heart and it makes me feel like, okay, if they can do it, I can definitely do it. But again, I wouldn't have known this if I didn't go out there and search for different kinds of videos or search for different articles to really educate myself on. So education, especially even after you graduate college, is so important to just keep on top of that. My next tip is surround yourself with positivity and be aware of who is in your life and who is in your circle. I truly cannot recommend this enough. I have countless stories on friendships and people that I thought were going to be my lifelong friends, when in reality, life just happens, things get in the way. And for me, I noticed that as soon as these people left my life, so much started improving, confidence went up, self-esteem went up, And I noticed that I was falling in love with spending time alone. Like, I love my sister and hanging out with her. I love my family. I love my boyfriend. But learning to spend that time alone with yourself is really one of the best things ever, because at the end of the day, when you put your head on that pillow, it really is just you and your thoughts and your mind. And you are the only person that is going to get you to wherever it is that you want to be. Learn to just be okay with spending that alone time, because that is when you get to know yourself the most and the best. Really take an audit at like who is in your life, who is a complainer, who is constantly just nagging at things, who is constantly just unhappy. Like, you want to be around people that are happy, that are positive, that are uplifting you. And for me, I have friends that are like that, but I don't see them every single day. So I still rely on me to bring myself up every single day and just keep my head up, stay confident, stay motivated and inspired with, little things that I do every single day in my routine. You guys may have saw like my work week in my life. Those are habits that I literally do every single day. Going on my 6 a.m. walks, showering, listening to my favorite podcasts and interviews, reading articles, doing content, filming, editing, going out, like all those things really keep me happy. It keeps me up to date with things that are going on, and I keep my audience up to date, and I'm also keeping my mind like in check, and I know like what is going on. When I just started removing certain people that were just not the best, so many things improved, and I'm very grateful for that, because it's really hard in the moment. Like, trust me, I've had a really hard friendship breakup where I'm just sad, like even months down the road, I'm having dreams about these friends and I'm like, oh my god, like I wish I can just see them again. I miss our memories. But there is no growth in continuing to just revert back to the past. There is no benefit in keeping the same people in your life or bringing them back again when you already know how they are or how they were as a person. Like, I've had friends that were just the biggest complainers, and they had everything at their fingertips. They could do whatever they wanted to do. I wasn't raised that way. Like, I knew that I need to go out there in this world and get whatever it is that I want, just like how my parents did. Now that I'm in my 20s, I really see what my parents have done for me and what certain people in my life have done for me, and I'm grateful for that. But it really takes it back to like the friendship and the family thing. Look at who is worth being in your life and who isn't, who is benefiting you, who is positive and just happy overall, because we are not on this earth very long. So you might as well just make the most out of it and try to be happy as much as you can and be positive and make every single day amazing. Wake up with a smile on your face and say, this is going to be an amazing day, because you deserve that. And like I said, we are not on this earth very long. The last tip is belief, visualization, and energy. You need to believe in yourself so hard, and that there really is no other option, like that this is the only option for you. When I started implementing this into my life, and I really started thinking, it's up to me to visualize this higher version of myself. It's up to me to make sure that I make my goals and my dreams happen. When I started thinking like that, so many things started improving. I started seeing the good in so many things that I didn't before. I started being grateful for so many things that I wasn't before, that I wasn't as grateful for. I really just entered my I don't know how, but I will era. And that is one of the best things that you can do. And another thing that's really important to also remember is that just because things are taking time does not mean that these things aren't working. Like, so many things are happening behind the scenes, and they're being put together, they're being, webbed up, and we may just be really impatient and think, oh, nothing's happening. I've been doing the same consistent routine for, however many months or however many years, and nothing has happened. But it's really about just knowing that it will happen when it's meant to. Don't worry about how the things are going to happen. Just worry about becoming a better version of yourself while whatever it is that you're doing. I was never a 6 a.m. girl. I was never a morning walking girl. I would just be at home all day like a hermit in front of my computer doing work. And when I started going out in the morning and actually getting education and knowledge first thing in the morning, and I was just spending that time outdoors, my energy with everything changed, because now I was making time for myself in the morning before I did things for others. Before I sat down on my computer and started doing work and emailing people and checking Slack, I was literally just waking up and going right into that. But now that I'm really focusing on making time for me in the morning, and I'm giving myself those few hours of just me time, so much of my work and my productivity has improved, because I'm not just jumping right into work. But again, you need to have that belief and that visualization. Like, I have a vision board in my room, and I did a vision board video where I showed you guys like how I made mine and all the things that I put on there. And that vision board, every night before I go to bed, I stare at it and I just close my eyes and I think, like, one day this is going to be my life. And right now I'm working towards that, and it is all going to happen. When I wake up in the morning, I do the same thing. I look at it, I close my eyes, and I just think, these are all things that I already have. I already have all of these things. They're going to happen. Like, I really just get in that mindset of positivity and visualization, and I'm like, who is this version of Pamela in the future? Like, what does Valdez Agency look like? What does the world look like with a successful business from myself in it? Like, I really just visualize and I think about all these things that I want to happen, and it's a beautiful thing, because when you really close your eyes and you see something so clearly and vividly, it's like, why would you not want that to happen in real life? Why would you not want these things to really manifest and come into fruition? Because you see it in here, so why not make it actually happen here, like right in front of you? That is all for today's video. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support that you've been giving me. Like, I really am noticing it, and I love you guys so much, and I really hope that this is helpful, because if you are feeling like you want to get ahead in life and you don't know where to start, these are things that have been slowly but surely helping me get to that goal it is that I have. But I'm falling in love with the process. I'm falling in love. I'm enjoying everything that is going on, and I really, really love you guys. So thank you so much for listening, and let me know if you liked this whole mic thing, because this is my first time trying it. I don't know how it's gonna work, but love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.